Hello, I'm John Foster of Tree and Rock Company, and we are putting on events called Knee Deep Runs. You might have seen me tonight walking around. I've got mud all over my pants and my running shoes on. People were really giving me a wide berth, but let me tell you what I'm doing here. So imagine this, come with me here. Are you ready, Panther best friend since 3rd grade? You look around your group, 4 of you in all, and you say, let's go, and you go for it. This is what Knee Deep Run is all about. It's a series of challenging, shifting adventure runs. Last 2 years, the obstacle race industry has grown to be over $250 million in gross revenue, and it's still growing. It's a juggernaut. 2 years ago, less than 1 million people participated in these events. Last year, nearly 2 million people participated in them. This year, who knows? Hopefully, some of them will participate in some of my events. And so what we're doing is we have 4 unique challenges that have never been done. It's kind of a cross between teamwork building and just having a blast. You can go out for our Perfect Partner event and you have 5 miles to go with the person that you love, and it's gonna test you. And you've got over 20 obstacles to get through with that person. Everything from barbed wire to climbing to even little trivia and mental challenges. We've got the Fearsome Foursome, which is what I introduced you with, and you take 3 of your buddies and you have 8 miles, and every single trial on that course is set to not only bend but test the bonds of your friendship. It's true. I mean, if you don't want to do that, we have the 3-mile fun run version. It's got 12 obstacles. It's a lot of fun. You can do it by yourself. We've even got, for the crazier people, the Blackout Blitz, which is done in the dead of night, and people come out and do the 5-mile course, and it's nuts. So what do? We are looking for partnerships and sponsorships. We've built the website, we've got the back-end registration automated, and right now we're starting to work on marketing. But the big thing is venues. Anyone with 160 acres or more, we can come, build the site in 2 weeks, build the course, we'll market it, we'll hook up the medical services, the vendors and all of that fun stuff, and then we'll run the event, and it'll be great. But the biggest thing that we're excited about, the reason why I got involved in this, is that we partner with local charities, and we give a big percentage of every single registration fee to the local charities that we work with. And that we also give them a tent and a big platform to get out into the community, let more people know about what they're doing, volunteering opportunities, donation opportunities, and that sort of thing. The events are also scalable because people pre-register. So we won't build a course for 6,000 people if only 600 people pre-register. But if we get 6,000 people, then you know we're going to build a big course. So I'm John Foster with Tree and Rock Company. Thank you.
What do you do for a guy like me that considers a 1/4 mile a fun run?
You will come out and have a blast.
Well, he mentioned there's medical services.
Yeah, that's heard that.
There are. On bikes and little ATVs. Yeah, there we go. Get the QR code. What's interesting about it is that our target audience is 18 to 36 active people, but there are a lot of people who come out. I start out by volunteering at a lot of these companies that have started growing this industry and learning what they're doing. And people come out all shapes and sizes and ages, and it's fantastic. And they just have fun out there, and that's the main thing. Have fun, and then there's a great cause, a local cause that benefits from it in the end.
So just to clarify, so you mentioned there's the fundraising end of it, but you also do corporate events, or are they tied together?
It's actually, we can do both. The reason why the company's not called Knee Deep is so that we can do separate things. Right now, what we wanted to start with is the fundraising events, and that's what we're going with, and we're calling them Knee Deep. But we'll also be able to do custom tailored corporate events and things like that. We may even look into opening a venue if we start having success in the corporate area enough. We may look into having our own course constantly available to people. There's a lot of competition in that market, and I think right now there's still quite a bit of market penetration that hasn't been done for the average person who's running a 5K, a 10K, a marathon, and says, I want to do monkey bars. I haven't done that in a while. Or I want to go somewhere where I can be crazy and physical and have fun and get dirty and messy, but everybody's doing it, and everybody has a blast.
And do corporate right sizing.
Yeah, that's what it's at.
How about therapists to do marriage counseling?
Actually, I have a couple of good friends who are marriage therapists, and they said one of the things they do when they have a couple that really doesn't communicate, they just they take them out with a kayak on a river, they give it to them with one paddle, and they say, we'll meet you 5 miles up the river. And so, you know, there's a good chance. We want people to explore their relationships with these. We could do it for SEAL teams, actually. Military obstacles are great for this aspect.
So it sounds like it's fun for the participants, and it's a nice social cause, you know, if you're sponsoring a charity event, et cetera. Help me understand it from a business standpoint. How does this scale? How does it make money? How does it become a sustainable business that you're running?
The operation costs are pretty low if you know how to get the correct quotes, and you know who you're working with and who your vendors are, your construction costs. A lot of it is handled by automation with the website and the registration process and the information system. And that is something that I'm kind of a nerd. I've been working at for a while. And so that's nearly done. And so that's going to handle a lot of the general registration costs, because a lot of the fees are just going to end up being handling the people who want to get involved and marketing to them, which we'll also leverage social media heavily for that. And people get pumped about this and they share it to their friends, and then we can give them codes custom tailored to them and say, hey, if you get your friends to do this, we'll give them 50% off. You know, it's great stuff. Then what we end up doing, then the operational costs, and there's an initial investment, but a lot of these races, they pre-register and they pay up front. And the earlier you register, the less your cost is. So actually, these events are kind of funded by the time they come, and you already know your profit margin and how high you can build and what kind of services. I mean, if we're going to have U2 there, it better be a lot of people who pre-registered. But if it's not going to be any concert or anything, and it's a local thing just to help the charity, then that's what we'll give them.
I mean, as you think about scaling these out, what do you think about if you think about one event as a unit? What does the unit economics look like? What is the cost to produce it, and how much do you expect to clear after the event is done?
A unit economics, if we were to say put on an event for about 1,500 people who register for it, that's probably very conservative according to how these races can go. It'll cost somewhere between $15,000 and $20,000 operationally to put it in, to put into it. So you can charge people not very much. I mean, 35, 40 bucks, or late registration, 55, 60 bucks on the day of, something like that. And they'll come out because that's actually pretty cheap compared to a lot of running events. And they'll have fun. It'll be great. And you can give away 20, 25% to your charity partner. And then what ends up happening is there's a nice little profit sum there for the people at Tree and Rock who are working hard to put it on.
Did you say you need 160 acres, or you can do this anywhere?
160 acres or more preferably. I mean, there's a lot of people, especially in Oklahoma and in the Midwest and the South, who have land that they're not using. And we can come in, we can pay them a nice fee, set up the course, clean it up, and they'll never know we're there a month down the road when stuff is growing back from the mud. But we can actually tailor it to other areas, and it's been looked at. But right now, we're gonna stick with the simple 160 acres or more and go from there.
Are you trying to find areas with a particularly high demand for this, or is it? I mean, what's your strategy in figuring out where to do this next?
Yeah, we took the top 200 metro areas in the United States by density of population, and then we looked at our competitors. There's actually more than 20 companies that are doing everything from a simple mud run to color runs where everyone gets doused in wild colors, and you've probably heard of those. Those are a lot of fun. What we do is a little bit different than them. We work in a team work and building, and we want you to be connected with the people you come with, and we want you to go away knowing them better, trusting them better, and having a great sense of pride in what you accomplished that day, and with knowing what's going on with the community, with the local charity partners that we're working with. So that's what we're going for. And I lost my train of thought. Could you give me the...
I think we're running out of time, but thank you very much.
I appreciate it.